Hi there, kids. Keith Schweiger, Jeff Reinhardt here from LankSports.com. We're going to put to bed Week 5 of the Lancaster-Lebanon League high school football season. A lot of big games tonight. We got a lot to talk about it, so let's get right into it. We'll start off with my game in Section 1, one of the spotlight games. It was Mannheim Township knocking off Warwick 33-21. It was a very entertaining game, great effort by both sides. I was particularly impressed with Warwick, who played this game essentially without their quarterback.
That's the word.
They're down to their second quarterback this year, Zach Hurst. He was out with the chicken pox tonight. So Warwick had to line up almost exclusively in the Wildcat formation. They did a lot of direct snaps to running back Darren Thompson, who had a fantastic game, right up around 250 yards.
Wow.
That's another night over 200 yards for him. A lot of big plays from him. They used him as the focal point of the Wildcat. They used several other players that kind of moved in and out, but just almost a completely individual effort by Thompson. He was amazing. Township had the line stacked up, 8 or 9 guys around in the box trying to stop him. He still got his yardage. He still broke out a couple big plays. Interesting finish to this one in the fourth quarter.
That's what I heard. Tell us about it, please.
Yes, Mannheim Township for the second straight week scores on a last-second touchdown to sort of pad the final margin.
Ouch.
I know that had a lot of people on Warwick's side of the field pretty fired up. They run on fourth down from Warwick's 30-yard line as the clock is running out. They throw a pass play into the end zone and get that final score. This after a very entertaining quarter. We don't really have time to get into everything that went on, but Warwick came out on the losing end of 2 pretty controversial officiating calls. One, it was a holding call that negated a touchdown by Warwick that would have put the Warriors ahead with about 5 minutes left. And then after Warwick had fought back to get back within 5 points later in the game, they try an onside kick. The officials ruled it didn't go the full 10 yards. Apparently, judging from where they spotted the ball where they said it was touched, it must have gone about 9 yards, 2 feet, 6 inches. Yeah. But Township gets the ball back there, manages to run down the clock down to about 10 seconds, and then throws that late touchdown pass. So kind of it takes away from what had been a very good, very entertaining game. But Township, they're now tied with Wilson for the top spot in Section 1. Let's run down through the rest of the Section 1 scores.
You got it. Okay, Wilson is mentioned. They go to 5-0. Bulldogs roll over Cedar Crest, 43-13. 2 more touchdown runs for Rodney Gillen. And I was told tonight that Zweizig might be back next week.
All right.
They've done just fine without him,
yeah.
But if they get Zweizig back, look out. McCaskey back in the win column. They roll Hempfield 34-13. Markeith Williams said this week he's got to get hot. He's been shut down the last 2 weeks. 218 yards and a touchdown. Markeith Williams is back. Good game for him. Hempfield was minus its leading rusher tonight. Julian Alisea did not play. McCaskey snaps the 2-game losing skid. And how about this one? Penn Manor 21, Ephrata 0. Penn Manor snaps a 3-game losing streak, shuts out Ephrata, holds them to 52 yards and 3 first downs.
Just when I start getting off of the Penn Manor bandwagon and jumping onto the Ephrata bandwagon, Penn Manor does this to the Mounts. So go figure, right?
Unbelievable.
Jeff, let's look at the in Section 2. You were at this game. We apologize. We had some internet-related issues, so Jeff couldn't do a full live vlog, but Lampeter Strasburg knocks off Cocalico 42-21. Tell us about this one.
First of all, LS is very legit. They were great. Turned Cocalico over 5 times. That's been the Eagles' Achilles this year. The games that they've lost, they lost 3 now. They have turned the ball over. They lost 4 fumbles tonight. Sloppy, muddy night on the grass. It was not good, but a lot of slippery fingers there. Jordan Groff was great. Rushed for 145 yards, 143 in the first half alone on 4 carries. He had 3 touchdown runs. He had a 62-yard touchdown run on the first play of the game. Ouch. So look out. And then Cocalico turns it over. LS gets a short field, cashes in, scores again. What impressed me the most was LS's defense. Austin Hartman came into the night, leading the league in rushing, needed 107 yards to break the school record. They held him to 55 yards on 18 carries.
Yeah, and if you do that to a player like Hartman, you're really doing something. I saw LS earlier in the year against Penn Manor. Also came away from that one very impressed with their defense. More so than the offense, really, although the offense is good.
Offense is good, too.
But
yes.
I really like that defense a lot.
Yeah, Christian Del Rossini was a monster. He had 2 fumble recoveries, forced the fumble, and he had at least 2 sacks. One of the sacks, he knocked Spencer Moser out of the game for a couple of drives.
And he was a homecoming king.
And he was the homecoming king. Great night for Christian, I'll tell you what. Week 6, oh, by the way, Mannheim Central at LS.
Yeah, we'll be there for that one.
Yeah, hello. Okay, elsewhere in Section 2 tonight, as mentioned, Mannheim Central, they roll. They get back on track after losing to Cocalico last week, 49-20. Barons jump out 35-6 at the half, get 400 yards. They roll. Conestoga Valley, they are now tied for first with LS. They beat E-Town 21-14 in a battle of 1-0 1-0s. Overtime game, Derek Burkholder, 10-yard run in overtime gives CV the win. And how about this one? Garden Spot 34, Lebanon 7. 2 losses in a row for Lebanon, and Garden Spot snaps a 3-game losing streak.
Due respect to Garden Spot, but that is one of the more baffling outcomes tonight. I mean,
yeah, maybe.
It's not out of the realm of possibility to think Garden Spot's going to win that game, but to just roll Lebanon the way they did and hold that pass-happy offense of theirs to 7 yards. Wow, very impressive.
That's 7 points. And Lebanon had 223 yards, and they averaged 424. So, wow.
Great job by the Spartan D.
Big time. They needed that. Section 3, just 3 games tonight with the goofy non-league stuff. Donegal rolls Pequay Valley 49-16. Indians led 28-0 at the half. Johnny Martin touchdown runs of 79 and 39 yards. Donegal gets 440 yards against the Pequay Valley defense that we talk about every week.
Much maligned Pequay Valley defense.
Oh, Enville Cleona goes to 2-0 in the section. 14-12 over Northern Lebanon, had to hold them off, 14-0 at the break. Vikings get 2 touchdowns in the second half, including a fumble return, but can't catch up. AC takes a half-game lead over Catholic. They're 2-0. Crusaders are 1-0 in the section. Columbia 26, Elko 6. Raiders 150 yards and 9 first downs. That's it. Columbia snaps a 3-game losing streak. Elko 0-5.
Yeah, just a struggle for the Raiders. Hard to believe.
Did not see this coming ever. Lone non-league game, Catholic 42, East Pennsboro 0. This was hyped as like a grudge match, great game,
test.
Eastboro AAA. No, Roman Clay 2 touchdowns, Brandon Hollister 2 touchdowns, Rhoda 65 yards up top to Charles Swigert, 42-0 Crusaders.
And I talked to Bruce Harbach during the week, and he mentioned, or he alluded to the fact that he didn't think East Pennsboro had really been, as he called it, smacked in the mouth yet.
Okay.
He was sort of expecting Catholic. He was very confident, let's put it that way, going into it. And they back him up with that,
I would say that.
knocking them off 42-0.
And they held East Pennsboro to 123 yards of offense. So, wow, big night for Catholic. They go to 5-0, and that, Keith, is Week 5.
That is Week 5. We are officially halfway through the season. Next week, as Jeff mentioned, we'll definitely be doing the Mannheim Central LS game. That one I'll be going to. And Jeff, you're going to do Lancaster Catholic and Pequay Valley, just to get a look at the Crusaders.
I've not seen the Crusaders live. I want to see them, and I want to see this Pequay offense, which is still cranking out like almost 500 yards a game. So I like to see those guys. I like to see everybody. So I'm anxious to see Catholic, though. I haven't seen them yet live. I want to see what they're all about.
Well, between tonight and next Friday, be sure to keep coming to lanksports.com for all your information about the Lancaster-Lebanon League football season. Again, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for visiting the site, and we'll talk to you next Friday.